G'day everyone, it's Heath and Simon from You&Me Personalised Property Services. Today we just wanted to have a chat about the three different buyers in the marketplace, and Simon's here to explain all that.
Thank you, Heath. Yes, there's three types of buyers when you're looking at acquiring property. There's the cash buyer, which everyone knows. They can make it, yeah, especially the sellers, they can make an offer in cash. You don't have to worry about will they get their finance, won't they get their finance. And then the other two types of buyers are a bank-imposed buyer and a self-imposed buyer. So let's break those two types of buyers down. A bank-imposed buyer is someone that goes to the banks and they say, Mr. and Mrs. Bank, this is how much money we make as a couple. Here's our last 6 pay slips. How much money can we borrow? And the bank looks at their serviceability, they look at their borrowing capacity, and they come up with a figure, let's say $500,000. They say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you can borrow up to $500,000. So Mr. and Mrs. Buyer go out and they buy a property for $500,000. That is what we refer to as a bank-imposed buyer. They will spend right up to their limit.
Yep, max capacity, yep.
A self-imposed buyer is a little bit more reserved, a little bit more conservative with their approach. They go to the bank still gives them their borrowing capacity of $500,000, but they self-impose what they're going to spend. And let's just say they go, okay, we can borrow $500,000, but we're going to buy a property at $440,000. Now, the reason why they're doing that is because they're thinking, the one thing in life that remains constant is change. I could lose my job. I could get made redundant. We might have to move interstate and it could take us 3 months before we get a new job. There's all these other factors that they take into consideration so that if anything in their life is negatively impacted, they haven't borrowed up to their eyeballs, they've got a contingency plan and they've got savings in the bank to be able to carry them on. The best type of buyer in any type of deal is obviously a cash buyer, but if you are using leverage and you are using the bank's money and finances, at You&Me Personalised Property Services, we always look, it's not our job to give you the advice, but we will always suggest becoming a self-imposed buyer opposed to a bank-imposed buyer. And really, they are the three types of buyers, Heath.
Yep, perfect. Thanks, Simon. Perfect explanation. And for the viewers at home, if you want to know anything at all related to property, come and see us, come have a chat. And until next time, happy investing.